I reached Chicago Union Station almost an hour early because excitement refused to let me stay home any longer. My hands held a small bouquet of white lilies and a velvet box with the engagement ring inside. My heart kept repeating the same thought. Today would become the first day of my new life with Sophia. Months of waiting would finally end, and wedding planning could finally begin. Grace smiled from the station cafe. "Good morning. Waiting for someone special?" Grace asked. "I've been waiting for this day for 3 years," I replied. Grace poured fresh coffee into a paper cup. "That sounds serious." "It is." Grace handed the cup across the counter. "I hope everything goes exactly the way your heart expects." "Thank you, Grace." Grace laughed softly. "I've watched hundreds of reunions inside this station. Every reunion tells a different story. I hope my story becomes the happiest one." Grace nodded. "I'll be cheering for you." I walked back toward Platform 9 and checked my phone again. Sophia's last message still filled my screen. Asterisk, landing was smooth. The train should arrive on time. Can't wait to see you. Asterisk, my smile grew wider. I whispered, only a few more minutes. My thoughts drifted through every memory that had brought my life to this moment. I remembered endless overtime shifts. I remembered skipping vacations. I remembered every dollar saved for our future apartment. None of those sacrifices ever felt heavy because every dream included Sophia. Every late night had one purpose. Every difficult morning had one destination. My phone buzzed. Michael called. "Everything ready?" Michael asked. "Almost." "Nervous?" "Very." Michael laughed. "I've never heard your voice shake like this." I finally bought the ring. About time. I wanted everything to be perfect. "Ethan, perfection doesn't matter. Love does." "I know. When are you proposing?" "As soon as Sophia walks through those doors." "I can't wait to hear the answer." "You'll probably hear my celebration across the entire city." "I hope so. Thanks for believing in us." "Always." The call ended. I slipped the ring box back into my jacket pocket and looked toward the railway tracks once again. The loudspeaker echoed through the station. "Attention, passengers. Train 421 from New York is now arriving at Platform 9. My heartbeat raced. People gathered near the platform edge. Children laughed. Suitcases rolled across the polished floor. Families waved toward the approaching train. Everything around me suddenly felt brighter. The train slowly stopped. The doors opened. Passengers stepped onto the platform one after another. I searched every face. An older couple appeared. A young family followed. Several business travelers walked past. Then my eyes found Sophia. My heart exploded with happiness. Sophia looked beautiful. Sophia smiled exactly the way I remembered. I lifted the flowers and started walking forward. Then another figure stepped beside Sophia. Daniel. My steps slowed. Daniel carried Sophia's suitcase. Confusion replaced excitement. Maybe Daniel had simply helped during the trip. I forced myself to smile. I kept walking. Daniel suddenly reached toward Sophia. Daniel wrapped an arm around Sophia's shoulders. The flowers almost slipped from my hands. Every sound inside the station disappeared. My heartbeat became the only noise I could hear. Sophia finally noticed me. Sophia stopped walking. Daniel looked directly at me. Daniel never removed that arm. I stood frozen. "Sophia," I whispered. Sophia slowly walked closer. Daniel followed beside Sophia. I searched Sophia's face for relief. I searched Sophia's eyes for an explanation. Instead, I found guilt. "Sophia, what's happening?" I asked. Sophia took a slow breath. "Ethan, I don't understand." Daniel remained silent. I looked from Sophia to Daniel. I thought today was our day. Sophia lowered Sophia's eyes. "I know. Then why is Daniel here?" Daniel answered before Sophia could speak. "Because Sophia isn't leaving with you." My chest tightened. I stared at Daniel. "This isn't your conversation." Daniel shrugged. "It became my conversation months ago." I looked back at Sophia. "Tell me Daniel is wrong." Sophia wiped away a tear. "Ethan, Sophia never wanted this conversation to happen here." "Then make everything simple." "I can't." "You promised forever." "I know." "You promised a wedding." "I know." "You promised my future." "I know." I opened the ring box with shaking hands. I bought this yesterday. Sophia covered Sophia's mouth. I imagined this moment every single night. Another tear rolled down Sophia's face. I imagined hearing yes. Sophia closed Sophia's eyes. Then Sophia spoke the words that shattered every dream I'd spent years building. Ethan. Sophia chose Daniel. I stared at Sophia without blinking. My fingers still held the open ring box, but my hands no longer felt steady. Every dream I had carried into the station disappeared in a single sentence. Sophia, tell me this is some kind of joke, I said. I wish everything were different, Sophia replied. No, tell me Daniel means nothing. Daniel folded crossed arms. Reality doesn't change because reality hurts. I looked directly at Daniel. I wasn't talking to Daniel. Sophia took a slow breath. Ethan, Daniel became part of my life months ago. Months? Sophia nodded. During the conference project, I felt my chest tighten. So every phone call, every promise, every wedding plan. I never wanted to hurt Ethan, but Sophia still made every choice. Silence settled between us. Finally, I asked the question that scared me most. Why? Sophia wiped away another tear. Daniel can give Sophia a future filled with security. I worked every weekend for our future. I know. I skipped vacations. I know. I saved every extra dollar. I know. Then why wasn't that enough? Sophia looked away. Love isn't always enough. I shook my head. No, love should have been enough. Daniel stepped closer. Sophia deserves opportunities. Sophia already had opportunities. Daniel smiled. Not opportunities like mine. I laughed bitterly. So money won. Sophia remained silent. Answer me. Money wasn't the only reason. Then tell me another reason. Sophia became tired of waiting. I waited too. I know. I worked late because I wanted our marriage to begin without debt. I understand. No, Sophia doesn't. Daniel checked a watch. We should leave. I looked at Sophia one last time. Didn't he promise mean anything? Sophia whispered. Every promise felt real when Sophia made every promise. Then what changed? Sophia looked toward Daniel. Life changed. No. I closed the ring box. Choices changed. Neither Sophia nor Daniel answered. I turned around and walked away before more tears appeared. Grace quietly placed another cup of coffee in front of me. No charge, Grace said. I don't deserve kindness today. Kindness becomes most important on painful days. I lost everything. Grace sat across from me. Everything. My future. My wedding. My best friend. My reason to smile. Grace listened without interrupting. I kept believing hard work would solve every problem. Grace nodded slowly. Hard work builds many things, but not love. Love requires two people choosing the same future. I looked down at the untouched coffee. What if every memory became the lie? Grace sighed. Years ago, Grace lost a husband. I looked up. I didn't know. Neither did most people. What happened? Another woman entered the marriage. I'm sorry. Grace survived. I don't know how. One difficult morning at a time. I can't imagine tomorrow. Tomorrow arrives whether pain feels ready or not. I remained silent. Grace smiled gently. Betrayal doesn't create truth. What does that mean? Betrayal reveals truth that stayed hidden. I repeated the sentence quietly. Betrayal reveals truth. Grace nodded. Real love never needs replacing. Those words stayed inside my mind long after I left the cafe. Outside the station, my phone rang again. Michael. I heard everything, Michael said. Ow! Grace called. I closed my eyes. I feel empty. Come home. I don't want company. Ethan, don't stay alone tonight. I need time. You need family. I can't stop thinking. Stop chasing somebody who already walked away. I just want answers. Answers won't change Sophia's decision. I still love Sophia. I know, but love shouldn't destroy self-respect. I didn't answer. Michael continued. Ethan, promise one thing. What? Don't beg. I wasn't planning to. Good. Because Sophia already made every choice. The call ended. That night felt endless. I placed the engagement ring on my kitchen table. I stared at photographs hanging on the wall. Every smile suddenly looked fake. Every vacation picture raised another question. Every birthday memory hurt. I barely slept. Morning arrived without peace. Days passed. Work became impossible. Food lost every taste. Silence filled every room. One evening, my phone showed a new social media post. Daniel smiled beside a luxury sports car. Sophia stood beside Daniel wearing an expensive designer dress. Another photograph appeared. A beach resort. Another. A private yacht. Another. Champagne glasses. Another. Diamond jewelry. Every picture felt like another knife. I wanted to stop looking. Instead, I kept scrolling. Comments filled every screen. Perfect couple. Beautiful life. Relationship goals. I locked my phone. I whispered into the empty apartment. Did our love ever exist? No answer came. Only silence remained. For the first time in many years, I realized heartbreak wasn't simply losing another person. Heartbreak meant losing the future I had already started living inside my own heart. Several months passed after everything ended at the train station. Pain never disappeared overnight, but every sunrise became slightly easier than the previous one. Instead of checking Sophia's social media every morning, I started arriving at work before everyone else. Long hours slowly replaced endless sadness. Every completed project gave me a small reason to keep moving. One afternoon, my manager called me into the office. "Ethan, sit down." "Sure." "A major engineering project just became available." "What kind of project?" "A bridge restoration outside Chicago." I nodded. "Sounds challenging." "Very challenging." "Why, tell me?" "Because I want Ethan leading the structural team." I looked surprised. "Really? Nobody works harder." "I appreciate the confidence." "The schedule will be brutal." "I can handle brutal." "The responsibility will be enormous." "I'll accept every responsibility." My manager smiled. I knew Ethan would say that. "I won't disappoint anyone." I believed that. I walked out of the office carrying new blueprints instead of old regrets. That evening, Michael visited my apartment. "I heard the good news." "News travels fast." "I called your office." I laughed. "Of course." Michael looked around the apartment. "The engagement ring still here?" "No." "What happened?" "I locked the ring inside a drawer." "Good. I don't need daily reminders anymore." Michael nodded proudly. "I can finally hear hope inside your voice." "I'm trying." "Keep trying." "Some days still hurt." "That's normal." "Sometimes anger returns." "Don't chase revenge." "I don't want revenge." "What do you want?" "I want peace." Michael smiled. "Peace always lasts longer than revenge." I hope Michael is right. I usually am. We both laughed for the first time in months. The bridge project demanded everything I had. Early mornings became normal. Late nights became routine. Every solved problem pushed painful memories farther away. My coworkers started asking for advice. "You always find solutions," one engineer said. I just refused to quit. That's exactly why everybody respects Ethan. Those words meant more than any promotion. Weeks later, the company joined a charity construction project to repair a community center damaged by storms. I volunteered immediately. The construction site felt different from ordinary work. Families watched from nearby. Children laughed while painting colorful signs. Hope filled every corner. While reviewing building plans, I noticed a woman studying architectural drawings. The woman looked up and smiled. "Morning." "Good morning. I'm Olivia." "I'm Ethan." Olivia pointed toward the drawings. "Architect." "Structural engineer." "Perfect." "What?" "I've been searching for somebody willing to argue about foundation designs." I laughed. I enjoy winning arguments. Olivia smiled. "We'll find out." We spent hours discussing beams, measurements, and safety improvements. The conversation never felt forced. During lunch, Olivia carried 2 sandwiches toward my table. "Mind if Olivia sits here?" "Not at all." Olivia handed 1 sandwich across the table. "Thanks." "No problem." After several quiet moments, Olivia asked a careful question. "Something seems heavy." "What makes Olivia think that?" "Sad eyes." I looked away. "Long story." "I don't need every detail." "I appreciate that." Olivia took another bite. "Everybody carries something." "I used to believe love solved everything." Olivia nodded. "And now?" "Now I believe trust matters even more." Olivia never interrupted. My fiancé left. I'm sorry. The breakup happened months ago. Does the pain still visit? Less often, but sometimes. Sometimes. Olivia smiled gently. Healing doesn't follow calendars. I've been trying to believe that. Don't rush. I spent months blaming myself. Did Ethan deserve betrayal? No. Then stop carrying somebody else's decision. Those words stayed inside my mind. The charity project lasted several weekends. Every Saturday brought another conversation, another laugh, another reason to smile. Olivia never asked impossible questions. Olivia never compared success. Olivia never cared about expensive restaurants or luxury vacations. Instead, Olivia asked simple questions. Did Ethan eat lunch? How did today's meeting go? Need another coffee? Small kindness felt strangely powerful. One evening, we finished cleaning construction tools after sunset. Olivia looked toward the completed building. I'm proud of this place. So am I. Hundreds of families will use this center. That makes every hour worth it. Olivia looked at me. Ethan smiles more now. I didn't notice. Olivia noticed. Maybe life finally feels lighter. I hope life keeps improving. I hope so too. Driving home, I realized I'd spent an entire afternoon without thinking about Sophia. The realization surprised me. Healing hadn't arrived through dramatic moments. Healing had arrived through ordinary conversations, honest work, and people who expected nothing in return. I didn't know another storm had already started inside Sophia's perfect-looking life. I simply kept building my own future one honest day at a time. Life finally felt steady again. My bridge restoration project moved ahead of schedule, and my manager trusted me with bigger responsibilities every week. Instead of waking with heartbreak, I woke with goals. Instead of wondering why Sophia had left, I focused on becoming someone stronger than the man standing at platform 9 months earlier. One afternoon, my manager stopped beside my desk. Ethan, yes. The city approved the second phase. That's great news. The promotion committee noticed your work. I wasn't expecting that. You earned every bit of recognition. Thank you. Keep leading the team. I will. The conversation left me smiling all afternoon. That evening, Olivia called. Busy. Just finished work. Dinner. I'd like that. We met at a small restaurant near the river. Olivia smiled. You look different. Different how? Lighter. I finally enjoy mornings again. I'm happy. I couldn't have reached this point alone. Olivia laughed softly. Olivia only listened. Sometimes listening saves people. Our meals arrived. Olivia looked at me. Any regrets? I regret trusting the wrong person. Do you regret loving Sophia? I paused. No, really, love wasn't my mistake. What was? I ignored warning signs because I wanted my dream to survive. Olivia nodded. That's honest. What about Olivia? What about Olivia? Ever experienced heartbreak? Olivia smiled sadly. Once. What happened? Promises disappeared. I'm sorry. Life continued. It always does. It does. We spent hours talking without checking our phones once. The peace felt priceless. Days later, Michael visited my office. Promotion looks good on Ethan. I haven't received anything yet. You will. I hope so. Michael leaned against my desk. Still thinking about Sophia? Not often. Good. Sometimes memories appear. Memories aren't invitations. I know. Don't reopen closed doors. I don't plan to. Michael smiled. I believe that. Work continued filling my calendar. One afternoon, Grace called unexpectedly. Haven't visited the cafe lately. I've been buried in projects. Busy sounds healthier than heartbroken. I think Grace is right. I'm always right. I laughed. Come by sometime. I will. A few days later, my phone buzzed while reviewing blueprints. An unfamiliar number appeared. I answered. Hello. Ethan. My heartbeat stopped. I recognized Sophia's voice immediately. What happened? Can Sophia talk for a minute? I suppose. I know this call isn't welcome. That's true. I need one conversation. Why? Please. Silence filled the line. Finally, I asked, where are Daniel and Sophia traveling now? Sophia sighed. Nowhere. What changed? A lot. I waited. Daniel's company lost millions. I said nothing. Several investments failed. Still silence. Everything became different. What does that mean? Daniel changed. People usually reveal true character during difficult times. I know. I learned that lesson. Sophia's voice shook. Arguments happen every day. I'm sorry life became painful. Daniel blames Sophia for everything. I close my eyes. I'm not the right person for those complaints. I know. Then why call me? I needed somebody who once understood Sophia. I understood the Sophia from years ago. Another long silence followed. Finally, Sophia whispered, "Luxury never replaced respect." I remembered every overtime shift, every postponed vacation, every promise. You already chose your future. I know. I accepted your decision. I know. Why reopen old wounds? Because Sophia needs closure. Closure arrived at the train station. No, please. I looked through my office window. Rain covered the city. I don't know whether meeting helps anyone. One meeting, no promises. I'll accept that. When? Tomorrow evening. Where? The same cafe near Union Station. The location immediately pulled painful memories into my mind. I'll think about it. Thank you. The call ended. I sat quietly for several minutes. Olivia called later that evening. "You sound distracted." I received an unexpected phone call. "Bad news. Sophia wants to meet." Olivia remained quiet. "What are you thinking?" I asked. "I trust Ethan. I don't even trust myself." "Why?" "Curiosity." "Anything else?" "Anger." "Anything else?" "Questions." Olivia answered gently. "Only Ethan can decide." What would Olivia do? I would protect my peace. Those words stayed inside my heart long after the conversation ended. That night's sleep refused to come. Part of me wanted answers. Part of me wanted to ignore every message forever. Another part wanted proof that I had truly moved on. Morning arrived with no clear decision. By afternoon, I finally grabbed my car keys. I didn't know whether the meeting would bring healing, regret, forgiveness, or another broken memory. I only knew my feet kept moving toward the cafe near Union Station, where another chapter of my life waited just beyond the next corner. I arrived at the cafe 15 minutes early. My heartbeat felt calm, but my thoughts refused to settle. The same tables, the same coffee machine, and the same familiar smell brought back memories of the happiest and worst days of my life. Grace noticed me immediately. "Ethan." "Hello, Grace." "You came." "I almost didn't." Grace placed a warm cup of coffee in front of me. "Whatever happens today, remember how far you've already come." "I'll try." "You don't owe anybody your peace." I needed to hear that. Grace smiled and quietly walked away. A few minutes later, the cafe door opened. Sophia stepped inside. The expensive clothes were gone. The confident smile had disappeared. Dark circles surrounded Sophia's eyes. Sophia slowly walked toward my table. "Thank you for coming." I almost stayed home. I'm glad Ethan didn't. Sophia sat across from me. Neither of us spoke for several seconds. Finally, I broke the silence. What did Sophia want to say? Sophia looked down. "I'm sorry." I remained quiet. I know those words can't repair anything. No, but Sophia still needed to say every word. I nodded. "I'm listening." Sophia wiped away tears. Sophia chose money instead of unconditional love. The sentence hurt less than I expected. I already knew that. I didn't understand the price. What changed? Everything. I waited. Daniel lost investors. I heard. The company started collapsing. I stayed silent. Daniel became angry every day. Sophia's voice trembled. Every problem became Sophia's fault. What happened then? Daniel stopped coming home. I said nothing. Daniel stopped answering calls. Silence filled the table. Then Daniel disappeared. I looked directly at Sophia. Disappeared? Daniel left the relationship. And the company? Daniel abandoned both. I slowly leaned back. So Daniel walked away. Yes. The same way Sophia walked away from me. Fresh tears rolled down Sophia's face. I deserve that. I didn't say those words to cause pain. I know. I only spoke the truth. I know. Sophia looked around the cafe before speaking again. Luxury looked beautiful from far away. And Luxury became empty. What about respect? I lost that too. What about trust? I destroyed that. What about love? Sophia closed tired eyes. Sophia threw love away. I didn't celebrate those words. I didn't feel victorious. Instead, I felt strangely peaceful. Months earlier, I wanted revenge. Now I realized life had already handled everything without my help. Sophia looked at me. Why isn't Ethan angry? I already survived the worst day. I expected yelling. Yelling won't change history. I expected blame. Blame won't rebuild broken choices. I expected revenge. I don't need revenge anymore. Why? Because karma arrived before I could chase revenge. Sophia quietly cried. I wish Sophia understood sooner. I wish many things too. Silence returned. Grace quietly placed fresh coffee on the table without interrupting. After Grace walked away, Sophia spoke again. Every night Sophia remembers the train station. I remember every second too. I wanted excitement. I know. I wanted wealth. I know. I believed happiness could be purchased. And now, I know happiness never lived inside expensive gifts. I looked through the cafe window. Cars slowly passed outside. People laughed while walking along the sidewalk. Life kept moving. I spent months asking one question. I said, "What question?" Whether our love had ever been real. Sophia immediately answered, "It was real." Then why leave? Because Sophia became selfish. Those words finally closed the last unanswered question inside my heart. No excuses. No lies. Only truth. Sophia reached into a purse and carefully placed something on the table. The old apartment key. I kept this. I noticed. I couldn't throw the key away. I already changed the locks. I understand. Another silence settled between us. Finally, Sophia gathered enough courage to ask the question I already expected. Can Sophia ask one last thing? You can ask. Would Ethan ever consider another chance? I looked into Sophia's tearful eyes. Months earlier, that question would have been my greatest dream. Now the answer felt completely different. I cared about Sophia with everything inside my heart. I know. I imagined growing old together. I know. I believed every promise. I know. But the man sitting here today isn't the same man standing at platform 9. Sophia slowly nodded. People change. Pain changed me. Healing changed me. Self-respect changed me. Sophia whispered, "Does that mean no?" Before answering, my phone vibrated. A message appeared from Olivia. Asterisk, hope everything is okay. No pressure. Take all the time you need. I'll be here when you're ready. Asterisk, I smiled without realizing it. Sophia noticed. Olivia? Yes. Lucky woman. I feel lucky too. Sophia lowered eyes. Sophia already knows the answer. I carefully placed the apartment key back in front of Sophia. My heart forgives Sophia. Fresh tears appeared again. But forgiveness and another beginning aren't the same thing. Sophia quietly nodded. I understand. For the first time since the train station, I realized letting go required far more courage than holding on to pain. I took one slow breath, looked at Sophia with complete honesty, and prepared to speak the decision that would permanently change both our lives. I looked into Sophia's eyes and took a slow breath before speaking. Months earlier, I would have done anything to hear another chance offered to me. Now my heart wanted something completely different. I forgive Sophia. Tears rolled down Sophia's face. Thank you. But forgiveness doesn't mean starting over. I understand. I truly hope Sophia finds peace. I don't deserve kindness. Kindness isn't something people earn only after perfect choices. Sophia quietly cried. I'll regret everything forever. I hope regret becomes wisdom instead. Sophia nodded. I'll remember those words. I believe Sophia will. I never wanted this ending. Neither did I. I thought success would make life better. I know. I forgot what really mattered. I know. I traded loyalty for comfort. I know. I lost both. Silence settled between us. Finally, Sophia stood. I won't ask again. Thank you. I only wanted honesty. I gave the only honest answer I had. Sophia managed a weak smile. I hope Olivia never hurts Ethan. I believe Olivia won't. I hope Ethan stays happy. I plan to. Sophia reached across the table. Goodbye, Ethan. I shook Sophia's hand. Goodbye, Sophia. Sophia slowly walked toward the cafe door without looking back. I watched the door close. Instead of heartbreak, I felt peace. Grace quietly walked over. How do you feel? Free. Grace smiled. I can finally see that. I couldn't have reached this day alone. You did the hard work. Grace helped more than Grace realizes. I'm just a coffee shop owner. No. You became the first person who reminded me life wasn't over. Grace laughed softly. I only serve coffee. And hope. Grace placed a hand on my shoulder. I'm proud of Ethan. Thank you. I left the cafe, carrying nothing except quiet confidence. That evening I visited Michael. Michael opened the front door with a huge smile. Well, it's over. What happened? I forgave Sophia. And I said no. Michael hugged me tightly. I've waited a long time to hear those words. I finally meant them. I knew Ethan would reach this day. I wasn't sure. I was. Michael stepped back. What comes next? Living. That's the best answer. I think so too. Michael laughed. Let's celebrate. No expensive restaurant. Pizza. Perfect. During dinner, we laughed more than we had in years. For the first time, the future felt exciting instead of frightening. The next morning, I called Olivia. Busy today? Not anymore. Can we meet? Of course. We met at the community center where we first worked together. Olivia smiled the moment I arrived. How did everything go? I found closure. I'm glad. I also found an answer. What answer? I don't want to spend another day looking backward. Olivia listened quietly. I want honesty. I can promise honesty. I want patience. I can promise patience. I want trust. I can promise trust. I don't want perfect. Neither does Olivia. I just want something real. Olivia smiled warmly. I'd like that too. I reached for Olivia's hand. Olivia gently held my hand. No grand promises filled the moment. No impossible dreams. Only quiet certainty. Weeks passed. Work continued going well. The bridge restoration received public praise. My promotion finally became official. Instead of chasing approval, I simply enjoyed building meaningful work and meaningful relationships. One Saturday, Olivia smiled and pointed toward a familiar place. Want to walk? Where? Union Station. I stopped for a second. The station? Only if Ethan feels ready. I smiled. I think I am. We walked together through the entrance. Families greeted loved ones. Children laughed. Travelers hurried across the platforms. Everything looked almost exactly the same. Everything felt completely different. Olivia looked at me. What are you thinking? I remember standing here believing my life had ended. And now, I realized my life was beginning. We reached platform 9. I looked at the tracks, where I had once waited with flowers and an engagement ring. My chest no longer carried pain. Only gratitude remained. Olivia gently squeezed my hand. Ready to leave? I smiled. I've been ready for a long time. Together we turned away from the platform. This time I wasn't waiting for somebody who had chosen another path. I wasn't carrying broken promises. I wasn't searching for answers. I wasn't hoping the past would return. I walked forward beside Olivia with complete confidence. At that moment, I understood the greatest victory had never been watching Sophia lose wealth, comfort, or happiness. The greatest victory came from rebuilding my own life, protecting my own peace, and becoming somebody betrayal could never destroy again. Without looking back, I smiled, held Olivia's hand a little tighter, and walked away from platform 9, knowing the train carrying my past had finally left forever.